I know what to do. Those 5 words might be the most dangerous words in fitness because most of the men who say them clearly fucking don't. And if that offended you, good, because this episode is probably about you. This is Iron Suits where strength wears the crown. Strength wears the crown. I am Marwan Killu. So I was in La Zagaleta, in Marbella, here in Marbella as a guest of my solicitor who's got a property there. If you've never seen this gate, have never seen this place, it's gated up in the Benahabas Hills and not open to the public. Like, if you don't have a place there, then don't have a place there, then, or you don't know anyone that has, you can't go in. Like, people who go into that place just go to disappear. If you want to hear more about this, then you can go back 2 episodes, and listen to that. Anyway, so the people who live there aren't exactly short of resources. The concierge can pretty much arrange anything that you can think of. Private plane, no problem. Yachts, no problem. The estate itself is, I don't know how many I can't remember how many hectares it is. I want to say 900 or maybe it's 90. I don't know, but it's huge. I think it's like 250 something villas in there. And, yeah, 250 villas, something 252, 254 villas. And, what was I going to say? Yeah. And the minimum cost for these villas like 5 million to get in or something stupid like that. Anyway, so the people who are there aren't short of resources. Like, there's reports like Putin lives there, right? I mentioned this in the previous 2 episodes ago. My project manager, who's working on for one of my property, was saying that he was down there working for his friend who's got a 40 million property over there, 40 million villa. He showed me like photos of the villa and everything, and it was like, oh my god, this place is like enormous and is fucking beautiful, for lack of better words. Anyway, so he had the president of Rwanda renting his villa about two weeks ago. 2 weeks, basically spent north of $20 million, 20 million euros or dollars, whatever it is. I don't know. Then he said he was going around taking pictures, and one of the properties had like these cameras, and the cameras were like following him as he's going past with the car. So he's there with like a photographer, and he's like, I think we should stop filming now, stop taking pictures, because these cameras are following him wherever he's going. And so who's the kind of person that wants to do that and that has these cameras in there? Like, somebody doesn't want to be seen, right? There is reports that it is Putin's house. Who knows? Okay. So the concierge, like I said, the concierge can give you, can arrange anything that you can think of. Private plane at the airport, Malaga airport, yachts, whether it's in Puerto Banús or Marbella, helicopter transfer to the airports. They got helipads in there. They'll even arrange Michelin-starred chef to come to your property if you're entertaining, having a banquet, whatever the fuck people do up there. And this was going back to the president of Rwanda, who actually was entertaining people for 2 fucking weeks. Like, I kid you not, the guy that I was speaking to, the project manager was telling me that he was working 16 hours a day. because these guys want everything. He's having to literally buy furniture and kitchen and everything else all in one fucking week, arranging this 40 million euro villa because this guy wants it. And these guys are not short of money. He's spent like 20 million in one fucking week, in 2 weeks. Right? Ridiculous. So there's very little in the world where they say, yeah, sorry, can't do that. Right? So we had dinner at the clubhouse over there, the sort of like restaurant, walking around the estate and, with my sister. And, I wanted to go and have a look at the, gym over there. There are a few guys training and, I use the word training loosely. Half-assed sets, going through the motions, look like they were there to just tick the boxes. Which struck me as fucking strange, right? Because you don't get to that level of life by just ticking boxes. But somehow when it came to their body, that seemed to be enough. There's no fucking way they accept that from their team. Like, I could, every single one of these fucking villas are like, minimum is 5 million. And it goes up to, I don't know, fucking maybe 100 million. Maybe Putin's one, if it is Putin's one, is like, I don't know, 100, 200 million. I don't know. Right? So, it is strange. Like, they don't get to where they are by just ticking the boxes. Hey, this is like somebody who's very successful. Imagine somebody turning up to work every day and putting in a half-assed effort and just saying, well, I came in. At least I came to work. You would fucking fire them. Hey? And that's what got me thinking about what I've heard so many times from successful men when we start talking about their body. I know what to do. I just need to do it. Or I know what to do. I just need to do it consistently. And maybe that's the problem. Because if you're already convinced you know what to do, why would you ever question it? I've always seen it as a simple choice. You either show up with an attitude of apathy or an attitude of success. And look, success doesn't mean smashing a PB every single time you walk into the fucking gym. Right? Some days you're exhausted. Some days your sleep was dog shit. But if you're showing up anyway, give it everything you got. If 60% is all you got in the tank that day, give me 100% of that 60. Like, that wasn't what I was seeing at La Zagaleta. It looked like turning up was the standard. I'm out here on holiday and my sleep has been dog shit. I'm very honest. I'm staying up until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm waking up at like 7. It's not like me. And I'm going training as well. But I don't have 100% to give at that day. I can't push every set 100%. But I can maybe push one set to complete failure. And the other set, maybe I have to go close to failure. Okay? Maybe I won't be able to use the weight that I can normally use. Maybe I can do that for one set, not for every set. Okay? So my numbers will look down. But I still give it my all I've got on that period. And I wasn't seeing that at La Zagaleta. It looked like turning up was the standard. And that's what I couldn't get my head around. Because these were successful men. Like I said, like I mentioned earlier, like you don't become successful by going through the motions. You haven't built anything in your life that way. Yet somehow turning up seems to, when it comes to the body, turning up seems to count. I went to the gym, box ticked. But going to the gym and actually training are two different things. Like you can sit on the machine, do your 3 sets of 10 or whatever the fucking number that that your program tells you. Do exactly what the piece of paper says or your app and still not really train. Like I want to see some fucking effort. I want to see it in your face. I want to see you concentrating. I want to see that weight getting difficult to move. And that's what I mean about what, and that's what I mean about giving what you got and you having to fucking work for it. Like when I push to what I can do. Like I have to push. I have to work. Like the last 2 reps are a grind. Whether I'm pushing, whether I'm, dumbbell pressing 10 or fucking 50. Okay. There's arbitrary numbers. Okay. I'm going to the two extremes, but you know what I mean? Right. So I'm straining. The last 2 reps are a grind, whatever the weight is, whatever that my body can give me that day. Not deliberately choosing a weight. I'm not saying that I deliberately choose a weight that is way too easy, right? But a weight that my body will tell me, okay, this is all you got today. And that's training. Otherwise, what are we doing? You're not training. You're completing exercises. And maybe you don't like hearing that. Maybe you're sitting there thinking, no, Marwan, I train. Okay. And that's the problem with I know what to do. Nobody can tell you anything because you've already decided that you're right. And maybe you do know what to do. Let me give you that. Then the question becomes, why aren't you doing it? That was a fly. I know. Insert the answer below. And I'm sure it's a good one. I just need to be more consistent. Of course. Because now consistency is a problem. Not your judgment. And consistency can always be fixed later. Monday, after the trip, when things calm down. So you still get to be right. Even while your body looks like you've got it completely fucking wrong. I know what to do, I'm just not doing it. Sounds almost self-aware, doesn't it? But it's convenient. Because the problem is never what you know. It's just the execution of it. You still get to be the expert, just a busy one. So let me ask you another question. If you really could have done this on your own, wouldn't you have fucking done it by now? Maybe going through the motions isn't apathy at all. Maybe it's just protection. Because as long as there's something you could have done better, you never really have to find out. And the more I think about, I know what to do, the more I wonder about what no actually means. Because maybe something worked for you before. or at least you think you think it did. And that's enough. It worked for me. So now you know. But maybe you never really knew why it worked. You just got the result and decided you understood what caused it. And over the years, you take these little bits and pieces, stitch them together, and somewhere along the way, you crown it expertise. The story stays intact. I know what to do. But knowing without results isn't knowing. At some point, it's just a story that you've become very fucking good at defending. Maybe the thing you're protecting isn't, I know what to do. Maybe it's, I know myself. Because admitting you don't know what to do, admitting you don't know what to do now, that's one thing. But admitting you haven't known for years, that's completely different. Because now you've got to go back and consider all the times that you've told yourself, I've got this. All those times, the results didn't come. And you already had an explanation for why. Maybe that's why going through the motions works so well. Not for your body, for you. Because a half-assed effort never gives you a clean answer. If nothing changes, there's always that little bit left. I could have been more consistent. And as long as that's true, you don't have to question what you know. You only have to question how well you executed it. One says, I didn't do what I know. The other says, maybe I was wrong. And I think that's the one you've been staying away from. Because if you were wrong about this, how long have you been wrong? How many times have you looked at the result and changed the explanation instead of changing your mind? If I know what to do to disappear tomorrow, what would you have to admit about yourself? If this episode made you think of someone, send it to them. If it made you think of yourself, then listen to it again. Follow Iron Suits wherever you are listening. And if you want more from me, you can follow me on social media at Marwan Killu. I am on Facebook under Marwan Killu and LinkedIn under Marwan Killu Fitness and YouTube under Marwan Killu. I'll see you on the next one.